Psalms.
That's why Israel need to be saved from all the, all the ends of the earth where we've been scattered to. Shit, because we're not at home. We're homeless. So Most High is going to come and take us back home. He's going to send Yahweh Shai back to come take us back home because we're homeless. Shit.
That's symbolic.
We really, literally are homeless. We're literally homeless. I mean, God, we're literally homeless. We don't have no land. We have a land. We can't go back there.
Heathens, those Amalekites, trodden down by the Gentiles.
Yep, trying down my Gentiles. Go ahead. What you got? So, Slack, let me grab some. There you go. Appreciate you. Yep. Go ahead, read out.
This is Psalms 106:35. But were mingled among the heathens and learned their works.
Mingle among the heathen and learn their works. You got the Greek. The Greeks, that was a real heavy Hellenization starting point for Jake.
Huge shit.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, man. Come on, what did they do during the time of the Greeks? Let me get some of that. Let me bring it out. Because Jake was doing it. Israelites that Paul was bringing back to the land of Israel, a lot of Israelites there. It tells you in the scriptures that the Jews basically rejected them, the Israelite foreigners. Because they was looking and dressed like the fucking heathen and acting like the heathen.
Just
Oh yeah, this is First Maccabees chapter 1. I'm start at verse 10. First Maccabees 1 verse 10. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Jake being wicked, of course. Jake being wicked, wanting consent to do what the heathen is doing, and the heathen always led Jake astray once Jake got with them. So that's a part of it.
I take past my nigga God when I'm saying hi.
All right, what's up, brother? I'm teaching us right now, brother. I'm teaching right now. No, you all right, brother. You all right, brother. Okay, good to see you. And so, continuing on, I was saying, then what the heathen actually made Jake go off a lot because they would do heathen-like things, which were always abominable and filthy things that they would do, worshiping other gods, which are no gods. So the gods of the heathen are no gods. Scriptures tell you that. And even the heathen knew that, but they would just don't want to be like Israel because They knew that the power of Israel truly exists. And that's what you had. They wanted what we had. A God that actually exists and did things for us. You know? They want the God that exists for them and do things for them. But they don't have one. You know? You're slocky. See how Jake come up, man? My nigga, you know. Try to look past it, you know. Try to look past it. They man, Jake wild, man. But they have a they know we up here, I'm up here teaching, but they just got that Gentile state of mind we're speaking of. They just come up here however. You know? They usually don't stop up here like that though. They usually blow your horn, do wild shit, man. Hey, man, that's so-and-so, you know. I just look over because they, Jake, some of them be cool. I just deal peacefully with them. Go ahead. That's how I do. Just like it says, verse 11, back in 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow." So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. You know? Same thing Jake do today. Same thing. You know? They want to continue to be into LGBT community, politician, want to go to college, get education, feel like they're somebody, you know? I'm not knocking you on, what you want to say, y'all?
Sorry. But it's even like with this whole vaccination drive. You see Jake, you know what I'm saying, sitting up there.
You can't say that, brother. You gotta say Maxine, Max. Right. They're kicking all our videos off of here. You missed the V word, brother.
Right. That whole vaccination.
Yeah, that whole Maxine, you know. Esau, man.
But you seen it, how Tyler Perry was the latest one that stands out to me. Him, DMC, want to get up and speak up for that whole thing.
Good.
And for what? For them to get a couple of pennies.
Yep.
Out the deal. Because at the end of the day, it's peanuts compared to what we got waiting for us on the other side.
Good. And then on top of that, right, the whole thing about that, Ben, what? About the history of Esau giving Jake shots. And it's all bad. Now all of a sudden you want me to believe you got some you want to put in me that's going to benefit me? I know you've been doing nothing but bullshit to me since the beginning of this captivity. Come on, man. To me and you've been doing the bullshit to my people since we've been under you as a nation. And now you want me to believe you got to do something that's going to be good for me? Right. When you're trying to take out my baby in the womb, putting shit in my woman, my wife. We trying to bring in a child into this world. You making it hard for me to bring a fucking child in this world, man. Oh, when my child come out my wife's womb, you want to give my baby all these fucked up shots. Immunization is what they call it. That's going to fuck up my child's development. And I'm supposed to trust you when the scriptures clearly tell me never trust thine enemy? That's Sirach. Or Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. So my child don't have a fighting chance. Shit. It's only because of the Most High. It's only because of the Most High's grace and mercy that we have children. Because it's
That lets you know that it's nothing but the grace of the Most High that we still around. You know, considering all the
another promise that He would never do away with us. So the stars and moon will cease, roughly perfect, but it will cease to be before He do away with us, So that just goes to show you the Most High Heavenly Father still kept His promise with us. Speaking about what you just mentioned, though, Leviticus 19 and 28, ye shall not make any. Leviticus means law too, so that's a cut to you wacky-tacky Christians. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. Leviticus 21 and 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. When you give someone a shot, that's cutting the flesh. Another word for cut is pierce. You know what I mean? So that's why we're not supposed to have tattoos and shit. Those some of us got tattoos. That goes back to all have sinned. Also, but it comes right out though. Well, the scriptures tell me don't make any cuts in my flesh. In other words, you tell Esau that. Esau ain't trying to hear that shit because a lot of places they're making this shit mandatory in certain countries. You gotta get vaccinated. Oh, I did a video about Amalek. Well, hold on now. You claim to be the Lord's people, right? Well, isn't it in this? I brought that out too. What I just read. Isn't it what you call the Torah, which is the Torah, which is mean law? Isn't it within the law not to make cuttings in your flesh? Aren't you claiming that you're the Lord's people? Did not the Lord give Moses laws, commandments, and statutes for the Israelites to follow and do them? You claim to be the people. Why are you not doing it? Because y'all supposed to believe in the Torah, right? Well, this is in the Torah.
There it is. That go over.
There it is, right there. But then you Benjamin Netanyahu don't made it mandatory that they get vaccinated. Man, this shit is a joke. This shit is a joke. You understand what I'm talking about? Ain't no fucking way they can be us.
Man, the position is being revealed. You heard in the news, they said that they want you to forget about all your religious reserves and go ahead and get that vaccine.
But that's my whole thing. What I just mentioned, nobody's even saying that. Here it is, you want to fucking shit like you the Lord's chosen people. When the Lord's chosen people not supposed to take or make cuts in their flesh. But here it is, you make it mandatory. They make cuts in their flesh by going to get that shit. And nobody's saying this. Nobody's saying, well, ain't you the Lord's people just put them there by the law of Moses? Why y'all not saying this? I mean, what the? Let me continue on the first Maccabees. Back in Maccabees 1, chapter 1, and I'm at verse 13. It says, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. So they made a place of exercise. Gym. They even put a gym at Jerusalem. Where a place of exercise is at? The gym. And the real word is gymnos, right? Which means naked, right? They actually work out naked back then, you know. So you mean to tell me you're gonna take that shit to the Holy Land? And not only that, take it back to the Holy Land, and then the most sacred part of the Holy Land was Jerusalem. A place of exercise where you are working out fucking naked. You're not supposed to see another man's nakedness. That's vain. So that's vain. You know, here it is. You know, you know, we're going through so much grief right now in this side because Esau's pushing for that new world order, and he's trying to emasculate Jacob. You know, he already been doing it for a long while. You know, everything that came out about Jake in the entertainment world, the whole world know about this shit now. That's disturbing, man. To grow up as a child and you thinking that these men, you grew up in, be grown and shit. You like, oh, these men were homosexuals. Daft Family Matters, Daft Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jefferson, the guy played George Jefferson and all that shit. Sherman. Yeah. That's sick. You want to be entertaining, you gotta be a homosexual and all this other stuff, man. Come on, that's wicked. And then they got a problem with us speaking out against it. That's crazy. I mean, scriptures say, what was that precept? Love the good and hate the evil. Amos? Love the good and hate the evil. So, you're supposed to love evil in this world to be accepted? That's what Esau wants. Because if you don't accept it, then you're not a good person. You're always demonized. Yeah, they set the mother Jakes up to make it acceptable, make it cool, or the next fad. The next fad, the thing would be a father. That's why they pushing what you say about the shots, the Jake celebrities. That's just listen to what the Friday. Listen to the one on Friday. Stephen A. Smith was talking about LeBron James not wanting to get the shot. You know, the max shot, and he was speaking against LeBron James. LeBron James said whatever decision he make for him and Stanley be private. And he was like, Stephen A. You know, that's the only thing I really agree. That's one of the things I agree with about Corey Holcomb is that we talk about guys like that, cooling and shit. Hit me on point with that shit.
And that was the beginning of the cooling. Mm-hmm. All the way back there under Antiochus. You know, that was where the Pharisees got that crap from.
It was part about the doing the heathen-like stuff.
Yeah, and trying to appease the heathens or the Edomites.
Yeah, they were Edomites.
You know what I'm saying? Them was the beginnings of the sellouts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All up in these Edom's ass trying to take on their customs, thinking that there's some type of special favor was gonna get shown to them if they kiss enough ass.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They were doing that. That's why they consented.
And then this way turned them out, made them think that they little bitch that
you know, Jake like that. Verse 15, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. That's the end of that precept. Yep, that's exactly what you're talking about. I'll finish it out, but yeah, that's it. You know, that's it. You know, they do it to this very day. They talking about this fucking national anthem for years, right? With the Colin Kaepernick thing, right? And even the NBA, the Donald Sterling thing, man, I knew right then and there they weren't gonna do nothing about that. I mean, the Jake athletes back in the day, they wouldn't even fucking participate in the event. They say, man, fuck y'all. I ain't, you know, LeBron, them guys, man. You seen what happened with the Donald Sterling thing? The guy, the Clippers old owner, came out here with nameless shirts. What the fuck they did? Y'all still make this man money by playing for him.
Protests don't mean shit.
Man, Esau got his full grip on Jake right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's why.
Jake don't realize that they the fucking talent. Slack ain't me to cut you off. Jake don't realize that that we're the talent. We're the talent. Because if Jake stopped doing that shit, then Esau, this will speed up so fast because Esau get pissed off. Like, oh, I'm gonna kill all you niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Jake stopped doing shit, irritating Esau? If Israelites would stop all the tribes, they would stop entertaining Esau. Esau would go fucking crazy, and he'll try to slaughter all of us real fast. Real fast.
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, that we hastening his coming.
I'm telling
That's
you.
what we're saying. And
Can you imagine that? Woo! You seen that lost Kobe Bryant? It was hurt. It was like, oh, he was the perfect nigga. Oh, he could nobody pull like Kobe Bryant. You know, because Kobe wasn't, Kobe was soft ass one speaking out against the shit that Esau was doing. And like call out LeBron to his face. Hey, LeBron, you gonna say something? The mic up to his face. Oh, I was saying, I was standing in solidarity, just supporting the family and victims. Instead of saying, that's how they do. They program. Instead of saying, hey, look, man, it's fucked up what y'all do to our people. I ain't paying, goddamn. I'm sitting out. I'm retiring from basketball until y'all start treating my people right. And if LeBron did that, then everybody else, followed. LeBron and LeBron got a big influence among NBA players. Jake ain't got no balls.
balls with a piece of paper with a white man's face.
Mm-hmm. So they became, they still, I mean, they became, servants to Esau. Because you watch the interviews, now this word started to come up more and more. It's fraternity. I know, we brothers, we part of the same fraternity. Well, what fraternity you a part of? A lot of them say that. A lot of them say that. Oh, I remember one year that Shaq was on, this is not so much basketball really. I used to be a big sports guy, period. Fighting sports, football, basketball, all that. One day on TNT, Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kennedy Jet Smith, and Ernie Johnson, yeah. Shaq had his Masonic ring on. Google it, man. Google it. Google it. Showing off his ring. Oh, yeah, it's my Mason ring. Big Mason ring. No bullshit. I was like, that's crazy. Let me get this though. Yeah, Jake just all into the Gentiles customs. Ephesians 2 pertains to us because we're not in that Gentile state of mind. Our mind's been taken out of that matrix that Esau got going on. Jake being in a confused state. The Most Heavenly Father woke us out of that confused state. We're no longer dry bones. The ones of us that have this knowledge. We're living spiritually. We know this truth. That's why Yahweh Shai said, know the truth. And the truth should make you free. So spiritually, we are free. Ephesians 2:11. Wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. And at that time ye were without the anointed, Yahweh Shai, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope, and without the Most High in the world. We was in the Gentile state of mind. Like I said earlier, we all became Hellenized, if you will, on this side. So, we were Gentiles in times past. And then we all been raised outside the Commonwealth of Israel on this side. I'm saying on this side right here, I'm doing this time right now. We all been raised outside the Commonwealth of Israel because we're not in the land. may have a couple of our people among them. You know, we are scattered among all people. So there may be a couple of Israelites. You know, because that fulfills this prophecy. So there are a few Israelites among them Amalekites. But like you spoke about earlier, the tares of the wheat. Matthew the 13th chapter, tares of the wheat. We're getting ready to see the Most High Father through His Son Yahweh Shai bring back the angels. The scriptures say what? The angels are the reapers. The harvest time they're gonna what? Separate them. The tares are